What's up, sheeple? Welcome to the first episode of our extravagant studio that we are trying to build up. Welcome to the House of the Unknown. It is the first episode. Today we're going to be talking about things that my sister has an interest in. She came to me one day. She was like, hey, we should start this podcast. I'm like, well, what's this podcast about? And she was like,
embarrassing me.
So, I think we should all start off and introduce ourselves. My name is Hana, of course.
His name is Hana, of course.
Yep.
I'm David.
Yep.
Do I look here?
Yeah. Look towards the audience.
Take two.
Hi, I'm Anani.
So basically, the whole thing that she essentially wanted to get started on, she likes to go down to a couple of rabbit holes in this and in our whole community of this world that are quote unquote conspiracies and or things. She's also a big believer in ghosts and everything else. Anything that you could say. Mythos, everything. So
basically, she'll buy anything.
She's got those crystals that she likes to hang out in the whole thing. So, and then she wanted specifically my friend David, because my David.
Oh, she wants me.
My David.
Yours.
My David.
Ever since we always started talking, and you know, she would always talk about most of the stuff off camera, and David would be like, "I don't believe in that shit." So we figured it would be kind of like a nice little refreshing podcast instead of just having everyone's like, oh, I believe in that shit. But we can have this fool be like, hey, I don't believe in that shit.
Oh, so we're not doing that while we're doing that. I like it.
Yeah, so, first of all, but yes, what do you believe in as in this whole thing that we're trying to coincide?
What do you mean? Like, what is my outlook on everything?
Yeah, like, most of these things, like, do you believe in that most conspiracies?
Well, I think you have to approach everything with an open mind and
Do you believe in myths or
an
legends?
obstinate opinion that it's bullshit.
Yeah, but honestly, legends and myths, you have to think about it. They all come from something.
Yeah, the previous civilization that got conquered.
But they all came from something, so a lot of them are real, if you look at it.
A lot of them.
You have to think that, so.
Ghosts, do you believe in ghosts?
Heck no.
Would you say that, I don't know if we could say this, but you stopped believing in your religion, kind of like...
Yeah, I had a faith conversion experience.
Did that help you stop believing? Because there's the sign of the Holy Trinity, the Spirit, and the Holy Ghost in
I
there.
think I was skeptical of ghosts before I abnegated my beliefs.
Interesting. How about theories? Do you have any theories that you actually believe in, or do you actually just think that they're all false?
Well, there's some philosophical theories I ascribe to, you know, like Solipsism, which is the idea that the only thing you can prove as an individual is your own existence. Because it's the only thing you can actually know.
So is it like... so is it like...
It's almost like nihilism. You know?
Yeah, or agnostic?
Well, no, I think agnosticism, you admit that there's a possibility there could be something out there, you just don't recognize it. So I think I'm beyond that, right? I don't think there's anything out there. There's nothing to be recognized.
Oh. Well, it is...
What do you believe in?
Me? I try not to believe in anything because it hurts. I'm scared. But I know there's things out there that I believe in. But... I mean, I'm just a big pussy most of the things because I don't want to get caught.
Well, hey, that's alright. Pussies get fucked.
Yeah, well, I don't want to get one. But I do believe in ghosts. I've had a nice encounter. I remember I was at my grandma's house before, and it was like I felt like one of those Ghost Adventures style.
If you're here, speak to us.
Pretty much.
Go to sleep.
Yeah, it was the style of like, we were walking by her, a bathroom and stuff, and, like, something that was on a hook just legit flew out, and we were like, oh! And man, it felt like one of those like ghost adventures where it was like, Aaron, go in there. It was
Stuff
crazy.
up Aaron, you made me go in there.
Yeah, but yeah, but
Did you smoke it all?
oh yeah.
That's what we were doing.
So I can
So
appreciate the cultural aspects of it, but it's the overall belief in the ideas.
Have you been anywhere haunted? Suppose, quote unquote, haunted.
That's a good question. I don't think so, because I don't think those places really exist.
There was this one theory on TikTok this chick said. She was like, she goes, ghosts, she's a ghost hunter or whatever. She doesn't believe that ghosts are real. She said that it's their timeline. So if you see like a nurse in an abandoned hospital or whatever, you're apparently the ghost for her. So if she sees you, because she's just working at the hospital in her timeline, and you're sitting there in the abandoned, so when you see her, she's an actual ghost, but when she sees you, you're her ghost. So she said all the timelines are just kind of intertwined.
so it's like a weird multiverse
I
thing.
don't know if I believe in that one though.
That's kind of weird.
Interesting.
Who was this TikToker?
Yeah, what'd she look like? How old is she?
I don't know.
You gotta give credit, Nani. You
I'm
can't
sorry.
just be
I
saying
was
that.
like,
Anyways,
it was a long time ago. I've seen it.
told you to do your homework.
Oh, was it that one girl? She did the. was that one?
No, I don't know. I don't know. She just popped up on my For You page.
I thought maybe we'd seen the same one.
Seen the same one. Seen the same. But yeah. But yeah, we have a couple of things that we want to talk about. It's the spirit of Christmas, of course.
Do you believe in Santa?
Oh, heck no.
Really?
One ball.
So tender.
It feels soft though.
And when I was little, we were at my grandma's house, and I swore I heard like hooves on. She lived in a trailer house. We all were. I woke up and I legit heard like hooves, and I went to sleep really fast because I knew if I was awake, then he wouldn't drop a present. I swear I heard hooves because Mom was asleep here, my dad was here, and then Kai was in his crib. So, because we always had Christmas.
You're older than Kai.
Yeah. So, that's when I heard Santa. But yes, I do believe in Santa. He's the spirit of Christmas.
I believe that
Much
there's
like
a
Sam.
spirit of Christmas.
Oh, Halloween.
Trick or treat.
Exactly.
It was a film.
Speaking of Santa,
He's a fan.
do you believe that Tim Allen is the one true Santa?
He's an actor. And not even a very good one.
Dang, son. He just...
You ever seen that movie where he turns into a dog?
Yeah.
How desperate do you have to be? It's worth missing.
I guess, because I didn't see it.
I've seen the one where he does Buzz Lightyear. Those pillows are going to fall. It's going to hit the camera.
Emma.
Told ya.
And so David goes...
So Tim
When we film
Allen...
this for real, we won't have...
Trust me, we will film this for real. So,
This is a mock one?
no. It's,
Oh, it's real, son.
it's definitely real. It's real for us.
It's
So,
still real to me, damn it.
From a person from TikTok that I've seen that I thought was pretty good was a theory that the Santa Claus from Tim Allen, he was always meant to be the one true Santa, and her name is Colleen Leap, I believe. Colleen Leap.
Colleen Abdul-Jabbar.
Colleen Lepp, I think. Oh, it's Lepp. But she came up with a Santa Claus theory that was pretty nice and conciseful that I've never thought about. She was I guess, the boss. I mean, you said you've seen this Santa Claus with Tim Allen, right?
Oh, yeah.
So in the beginning, his boss.
12, 13,
Yeah. So his
15,
boss.
20 years.
His boss. Well, here we'll just show you the clip of for it. we'll just pull it up and we'll listen to it. Because I have some theories to...
Hey, did you get that double click?
Yeah, you know it. Because I have some theories about it.
Hello everyone, welcome to my thesis on the Santa Claus theory.
Oh, it just automatically played, I guess.
So, this dude right here, who is his boss, who's also seen in movies 2 and 3 as Father Time, I think it's always been Father Time. He goes back in time because he can alter the time-space continuum to make sure that Scott Calvin becomes the ultimate Santa Claus. So this dude right here is a little elf. You've seen him before Scott Calvin even has Santa Claus fall off the roof. He's watching to make sure that all things come together. So he falls off the roof, he hits the ground, and then he doesn't disappear yet. He has to pull the card out, reads the card, and then he disappears. I think the reason is because two Scott Calvins cannot operate in the same universe as each other, meaning that's why he disappeared, because he used to be Scott Calvin, and now he's Santa. So his whole universe fits together. But then, the reindeer understand Charlie because I think this has been going on multiple times. And I think the reason that the elves are not freaked out is because, one, there was never a Mrs. Claus, and two, they knew it was him. And I think there's a reason that this code 1239 is a thing. So come back for part. However.
So, the other part is just her confirming that most of these things. But, I will add on to this. I mean, hey, if it was Father Time's true identity to definitely come back. I remember in the Santa Claus 2, Scott Calvin had to find, or Santa Claus had to find a wife. And he was losing magic as he was doing it. So I feel like it was Father Time's, way of like, because, in the Santa Claus 2 and 3, Father Time had a beard, robe and everything. But, like, Scott Calvin in the other movies, he was still looking like Santa Claus. He still had his beard and everything. But I feel like Father Time, he was losing his magic, so he was kind of like, hey, I gotta do this now, because I'm losing my magic every so time. He was running out of time. Father Time. That's crazy. It's now blew my mind just now. I'm like, but it's all coming full circle, so I believe that Father Time was losing his magic just like how Scott Calvin was, because that was his mission, was to make sure that Scott Calvin became Santa Claus. So hers was kind of more ridiculous towards the later years, like, let's do all that, I'm like, yeah, it does make sense that all the elves kind of automatically knew who he was, and throughout the whole thing, makes sense like that. But I'm kind of considering on the Father Time side, where, hey, he was like, hey, this is my mission, and it has to, like, fulfill it before time runs out, because he's Father Time. But throughout that whole time, I keep on saying the word time a lot, but
You're on the
You've
loop.
said it several times. You said it several times.
I said it several times, but it's just kind of one of those weird theories about how, like, oh my god, I guess it just kind of happens to make sense, Obviously, they probably never made it to make sense like that. It just so happens that he just so happens to be Father Time in the next, sequels. But, it's a nice little fun theory. It's always better than, like, those creepypasta theories like, oh, Scott Calvin's actually dead and he's imagining this because he's in the crazy house. I hate those theories whatsoever. Like, Angelica and all her friends are dead.
Yeah. She's a drug addict.
And she's a drug addict. At 4, she's Drew Barrymore.
I know.
So, but yeah, with the whole Santa Claus and the Tim Allen for this Disney theory, it was pretty nice to see. It was like, oh shit, that's kind of nice, knowing that you've seen this movie time and time in, and like you're like, okay, so he's always meant to be Santa, and I'm kind of happy about that, And so, do you guys have anything to spit and offer about? Do you have any rebuttals? Do you have any rebuttals? Does that not make sense?
It was just weird that I never noticed the little elves until...
Okay, yeah, so, we
rewatched it and there's a bunch of elves.
Okay, well, I've always seen the elves towards the end. I've never seen them
I knew those were elves.
Yeah,
little kids.
like towards the end, but I guess there was some in the beginning, too.
She just showed it.
Well, yeah.
The one at Denny's?
Yeah, and the one hole in the...
Welcome to my thesis on the Santa...
Yeah, I think I'll show it.
Right there.
Right there. Oh. Right there. That's an elf. I never noticed that. Never noticed that. And that's a fucking elf, bro.
And that's what Kai says. Like, all the kids that are by themselves are elves.
Yeah.
So, and if you look at the park when all the kids were lining up, the elf was standing behind there, like, watching him.
Exactly. So, there's like a whole bunch of stuff about how, like, there's all these elves in there. So, obviously, they automatically were watching Scott Calvin, obviously trying to push and help Father Time, maybe, to push forward into that. So, I mean, this is a pretty good theory that she came up with, and it kind of, like, really, like, it just makes too much sense that it wouldn't have happened that way. So, it's just kind of pretty nice about that. So, but yeah, I would say that's a pretty cool theory of going on right there. Pretty nice, right? Pretty.
Yeah, I have nothing to say about it. No comments.
Well, you did say something about Tim Allen.
Oh, I have plenty
Not
to
my
say.
Buzz Lightyear.
I have respect for people who make theories about movies that are ambiguous, like the ending of, the movie with Frank the Bunny or whatever.
Oh, Donnie Darko.
Donnie Darko, yeah, where it's ambiguous. Like there's room to make theories. This is a children's movie for children. It does not support the excogitation of these wild theories. It's entertainment. These people didn't even know there was going to be a second one until the first one was a somewhat success. Like, you can't write a story that far in advance. And how much stuff just gets written and then cut out in the editing room after, it just doesn't support.
But then why would they rehire the guy who was his boss as...
Hollywood is a tight circle.
How do you know about that?
Because of Adam Sandler. Where he says everybody in Hollywood is Jewish.
Mm. So you're saying they support the media, or they run the media?
No. I was piggybacking off of somebody else's humorous comment. But anyway, like I said, I don't think it really supports... I think there are enough coincidences there that people can hypothesize and make these crackpot theories, but I don't think it really supports that this was all in existence from the beginning of the franchise. And even if it was, it's just a film. They're just films.
Hey, some of these theories are pretty good. Some of these things are unintentional that make them intentional. I mean, I thought that was pretty good. I mean,
that's how people make creepypastas.
Yeah.
So,
like Tim Allen's been dead this whole time.
The highest form of human creative art. Creepypasta.
That's why Tim Allen's been dead in this whole film, and Charlie was just imagining everything. And Bernard was actually his real father.
The North Pole.
The cuckoo north. So, but yeah, that was I thought that was a pretty fun theory that I liked and enjoyed, and I've been watching a lot of that, and I was like, oh shit, knowing that these theories do exist, and knowing that, I mean, it's fun, obviously, and I don't want to say that I want to take it literal, but it just so happens to make too much sense.
Well, I have my own theory about this movie. Bernard, the elf.
Yeah.
With the beret.
Yeah.
I think he is really Che Guevara. He's got the hat. He's got the dark hair.
He's leading the elves to the revolution.
Yeah.
Into Santa Claus 3.
It's obviously North Pole is a commune. It's the perfect communist state. He's Che Guevara. What? You laugh at that, but the other thing was serious. The other thing was serious. And you see Santa Claus with the beard, that's Fidel Castro. And they're stopping everywhere, particularly in Western countries with democratic capitalist governments.
So you don't believe in
distributing gifts because they're communists. They want to spread the wealth.
Spread the wealth.
They want to take from the rich, like Santa, and give it to the common people.
They want to spread Christmas cheer.
No, it's all economic. Fidel Castro, Che Guevara. And you see, Father Time is actually represented. He's the guy that wrote the Communist Manifesto.
The Tooth Fairy and Easter Bunny were in there too, and Mother Nature.
And so is
and Jack
Sandman.
I forgot that guy's name.
The Sandman.
Karl Marx.
Carl Sagan.
And the Tooth Fairy that shows up in the second movie or something like that,
and
he represents the predative nature of the American healthcare system.
And what about Mother Nature?
ancillary characters. They don't matter.
Oh my god.
Exactly. Well,
The point is, anybody can make up these theories.
And that was her theory, and it
some
made
people
sense.
some people can make them sound a little bit more compelling than mine. But anybody can come up with theories after the fact.
Charlie is actually PCP. And he represents why Tim Allen's doing drugs like he was originally.
And all the elves are representations of the past children that he tried to have, but his wife had so many miscarriages. They're all ghosts of these children that didn't make it.
And Bernard was
That was
his
a little
first.
dark. It's sad. That means they had like over 1,000 miscarriages.
They were trying real hard. Some people really want kids, you know?
We love you, Tim Allen.
And it's because Father Time's sitting there saying, hey, your time's almost up. You gotta create a legacy. You gotta do it quick. And you got all these dead babies.
So, okay, like that Santa Claus, you know how he falls off the roof and disappears like that. Do you think he would pass it down to his son? Like in Noel?
Are we... What's Noel?
It's a movie with Anna Kendrick.
And
She
Bill
Oh,
becomes
why
Hader.
didn't you
Santa
say
Claus.
so?
Bill Hader.
And Bill Hader.
Oh, I like that guy.
So
He was supposed to be passed down to...
Bill Hader, but he took off. So his sister went to find him, but his sister actually
No
Had-
Christmas.
had the Santa Claus, like, she knew everybody's name, knew if they were good or bad, and stuff like that. So, do you think this one, or do you think he would pass it down?
Are we operating on the presupposition that it's a universe where Santa Claus does exist?
Santa does exist. How do you know that Saint Nick guy didn't have kids? Much like Jesus.
Because he was a saint.
Okay!
If he was an official of the Catholic Church, he was not supposed to have children.
You know Jesus has kids, right?
We are all God's children.
Oh my god!
Hey now, Saint.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, how do you know he didn't have kids?
Because I know.
Because I'm
What are you
still a
talking about?
virgin.
What does him having kids have to do with anything? You said that you don't believe he drops off presents in everybody's houses.
No, I don't. I don't believe that.
Then what's the
Because I already know the...
But you believe in Santa.
Yes, I do believe in Santa. He's not the one sitting in the malls. He's not the one... The
Yeah,
spirit...
those are just the messengers. They report to the real Santa. That's what my mom used to tell me.
Our mom was just like, it's a mall Santa. It's not. No. So I believe there's a spirit of Christmas, and that's Santa. So if you believe enough, it's true. And it is true.
What do you mean spirit? Like
He's
there's
the-
not a physically living representation. Is that what you mean?
Well, obviously, the Saint Nick died. And he was the one that was originally Santa. The red suit, the beard, that's
Yeah, that's all
commercialized.
commercials. Yeah, Coca-Cola.
So that's not the real Santa. So that's what our next segment's going to be about, basically. But yeah, there's the spirit of Christmas. And I, like, with my friends when we were in elementary school, this one, she swore that she saw this red glowing light on the top of the roof of her neighbor's, and she said that all of a sudden it was gone. So
A radio tower next door lost electricity.
she was like, so she was convinced she saw Santa. And just like the reindeer, I'm convinced that I heard reindeer. But I was
I
like
don't
4 or
think it
5.
was your family put on a real good show for you, trying to be convincing.
How would that be? Because
Kind of like the elf on a shelf thing. Maybe they got those little things like in the, there's a percussion instrument that sounds like clopping hooves.
Yeah, why would they spend their time doing that?
To convince you because it's fun.
I was already asleep, so
You told me you went to sleep real quick once you heard that. So I know your ass wasn't asleep.
I woke up and I heard that, and I don't know how late it was, but everything was dark, and I remember because we stayed in my grandma's den, and it was my mom, my dad, and Kai, and then that's when I heard it, and I was all like sitting there trying to wake my mom up, but she didn't, so I was like, okay, so I went back to sleep, because I was like, oh, it's Santa, I've legit heard, so that's why.
It was your grandma's boyfriend bringing in the presents.
No!
Like, hey, I know you guys asked me to keep this stuff at my place until the kids were ready for Christmas morning, but it's taking up space.
And it was so magical because, like, underneath her tree was just piles and piles of presents. Of course, it was the whole family. It wasn't just ours, but it was just magical to see.
So if that was part of the illusion, then what makes the hooves not?
Because I don't think anyone would crawl on top.
You were a child. You can't
Nobody's gonna
validly
crawl.
remember your...
Would you crawl on the roof for your child and just clop
You don't
around?
have to crawl on the roof. Toss some stuff up there.
Why would you call so?
Be convincing.
She had a mobile home, so it was like a metal thing.
Yes, it could have been like leaves and it sounded like hooves because mobile homes aren't very sturdy.
Okay, we gotta do
I've
that
lived
project.
in one.
Let's see.
Let's send to the Mythbusters. Let's call up Adam, whatever his name is. Adam and Jane.
Adam Savage and Jamie Hyde. They're technically non-believers. Adam Savage always goes to this convention where he doesn't believe in anything. Because he said, I guess he's like a big special effects artist, so I guess he just doesn't believe in anything.
I can see that. More power to him. I like that guy.
Man, I feel like we're on cold ones because I'm getting tipsy right now.
Dude, you've only had one drink. What are you, Lacey?
Yeah. Yeah, so I think...
Hi, welcome to Cold Ones. We're going to get obliterated. You're up.
Alright, so we got another story, right?
Pick your horse.
No.
You want some?
I might have just a dag. I'll pour it.
Oh, good. Oh, here, I'll just...
You have to aerate it.
Oh no, I was gonna do the respectful thing like the Koreans do. They pour it for your...
But
your
he's
heat
younger than
mod.
you. He should be pouring for you.
No, he's older than me.
Jesus Christ.
You're older than him?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you're like Mike Young.
Mike Young.
You are young.
I turned 27 this week.
How old are you?
I'm 27.
Yeah, so he's
See,
older than me.
he's younger than you. He should be pouring for you.
No, I guess you're Mike Young.
No, you're his young.
I'm your young.
Oh my god.
I'm one Hyung Low.
He's your dongse.
You're my dongse.
One Hyung Low.
Or humbe, sombe. More like his your humbe.
Like that was everything.
No, it's not cold yet. Cold ones. Anyways, you have a
I'm
theory.
your Matimbo Matumbe. Not in my house.
So you have a theory.
It's not my theory.
Okay, well, it's been a well-known theory
You,
about.
subscribe.
Okay, do you mind telling the folks that you have done hallucinogenics?
As long as the folks aren't my employers.
Yes. That they don't watch. I'm like, you
Well,
don't tell nobody, so.
Yeah, that's right.
So.
But whenever I try to start my political career, you know, all this stuff's going to come out, and then all of those underage girls are going to come out of the woodwork.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Anyways. The spirit of Christmas may have been started by psychedelic mushrooms.
Oh, is it like the Romans and Saturnalia?
I don't know, but these are the... I don't know what you just said, but usually these mushrooms right here.
Those are like the poisonous ones.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I guess they have
they're
some...
psychedelic.
I guess they have some psychedelic properties.
You should put in the Christmas red mushrooms.
Excuse me.
Chili.
Chinese. Cursed.
Christmas.
There you go.
So you see all these have... All these
It's an
used to be
illustration.
cards. They used to be cards, so why would they add the cards into Christmas?
Santa and the magic mushrooms.
That's exactly what my hallucination looked like.
So I guess,
I guess these grow underneath pine trees.
yeah, so...
So kind of.
I'm sorry. Oh.
It wasn't funny until you laughed at it.
Just I wasn't expecting that. Oh no, my shirt's coming off.
Mine too.
Oh,
Okay, so...
What are you doing?
Oh, to add things, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer might have been a representation of the element,
because they said that the reindeers would eat the mushrooms. Oh, so anyways, the whole Christmas tree and the mushrooms were present, so...
Santa Claus in the Red right now is a scheme the genius of Coca-Cola advertisement campaign, yet the elements of Santa Claus' tale of life, especially for a very popular "Twas the Night Before Christmas" poem, recited every year by millions around the world, reveal a different story. When one thinks of Christmas at this time, one immediately imagines the color of red and white for gift wraps of Christmas. Sweatshirts, of course, Santa Claus's famous red and white attire, a red-white scheme color context, and this holiday tradition surrounding it. Santa Claus is an archetype image of the dated to 100, if not thousands of years, found in the most unpredictable places at times. Since pre-Christian times, this has time of the year has been time of festivities and celebrations. The dramatic people. For example, the Midwinter Festival.
Christmas is a pagan holiday.
The Romans and Saturnalia.
Yeah. In case of this article, we'll be dealing with Siberian Arctic regions, and where shamans dropped into local homes bag full of magic mushrooms as a present in late December. Santa is a modern counterpart of a shaman who consumed mind-altering plants and fungi to consume within the spirit world. He says, as the story goes up until a few hundred years, these practicing shamans, priests connected to older traditions were Amanita,
Amanita muscaria.
the holy mushroom, dry them and then gives them as gifts as in the winter solstice. According to John Rush, the anthropologist instructor at Sierra College, Amanita muscaria, found throughout the north. I don't know how to say it.
Amanita muscaria.
So, Kolami. So, wasn't there also a thing about how, you did say, or wasn't there a person that, said that people who consume these mushrooms also, they, I guess you'd say, like, in DMT, they also saw these elves-like creatures?
I didn't.
Yeah, you said, they said when they were consuming, when they consumed, DMT, he did say the consumption of for some of these things, they saw elves telling them what to do or whatever.
I don't remember.
I think it was Matthew. I think I was talking to.
I was like, I don't remember this conversation.
Okay, well they said they said that. Do you know who J.R.R. Tolkien is?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Okay. The guy who
He's the guy that wrote Harry Potter.
No, they said people who consume DMT or whatever, or all those drugs, had experience of that elf-life creatures.
Who wrote this?
Oh, I did hear something, but somebody else was talking about it. It wasn't Matthew or you.
Oh, well, I was having a conversation like that. So, but they said to say that these had the same kind of properties of most of these things. So, obviously, mushrooms. I guess they represent mushroom-like people. So,
Oh no, music.
yeah.
Oh, that's another one. Never mind.
What?
Look, girl.
Nothing.
Do I believe in mushrooms? Yes, I believe in mushrooms.
Oh, see, look. Even Joe Rogan has talked about this.
Oh, well, that means it's a crackpot idea.
Oh, Air 4-5. So, but, yeah, I guess, there's, like, tons of people who talk about that.
That was cute.
That guy looks like he's definitely been on mushrooms.
His pupils are too small.
This is cute.
That's cute.
This?
Yeah.
This is more creepier.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, you have stuff going on, right? Do you want to read what?
It's just the same things as this.
Oh, okay.
Kind of like how where Santa comes down the chimney and stuff. I guess there would have such bad blizzards and stuff that they would just crawl into their chimneys and crawl out and stuff. So that's where Santa coming down the chimney comes from.
So that sounds a lot more believable than Tim Allen's shit.
This is just a theory of why, like, even like way back then, why were mushrooms part of Christmas? How did that tie in with Christmas?
Because we all used to
But
get
it also
fluffed up.
appears that this was written by like a single person and it's just been shared in several places.
This is the one I was reading.
To foment mushrooms.
Christmas, the magical time of Mo, at which we sit around a warm fire, sipping on cactus juice while singing Rudolph with a bright red mushroom.
What's cactus juice?
I don't know. Damn, look at that nose, boy. You can sniff out crime. So Santa's origin story. Santa Claus is a shaman who gave out psychedelic mushrooms as a gift. And the origin story could simulate it? The one sentence might not, of course, you guys weren't helping me. You guys should just be like sitting there and watch me struggle. The term shaman originates in Russia, and tungsten term salmon
Goose
is translated to known as his classical work, Shazmik Ak. You know, Russian.
Where are you reading it? Oh, you mean in his classic work on the topic, Shamanism, Archaic Techniques of Ecstasy?
Yes.
That's all, those are all English words.
He said you know Russian. They totally spoke English.
The facts Santa's famous
Techniques of Ecstasy.
accounting to a magical flight, North Pole residents make it year. Be noted, the North Pole lies in the Arctic, which buffers against the East Siberian Sea. Wow. The guy's like, boy, you want some mushrooms? And that deer is like, no, I'm good.
My mom just got shot.
Oh,
and
shit.
that plays into my theory for the Bambi movies. His mom was dead all along. He was just tripping on that mushroom that guy gave him in the wintertime. And because small deer have such small metabolisms, his trip lasted months. Until the spring where he felt like he was reborn. And we see him being born in the movie. But he was really going through a spiritual rebirth, you know?
Flower.
Like...
Flower.
Mushroom ornaments. Santa dress code is trusty flight companions, non-connection to psychedelic experience. The amenity mushroom decorate.
Decorate?
Bro,
Decorate.
why don't you?
That's what happens when a butchy looking lady comes and redoes your home.
Oh my god.
Well, we can't use that, huh?
Decorate Yuletide iconography throughout.
How about you read this, Lonnie?
No, I'm bad at
You're
reading.
doing great.
While the practice gift giving Christmas is relatively new, and
The whole paragraph.
Because it was too hard to pronounce.
it's all in Russian right now.
It's
Why do people bring pine trees into their house at the winter solstice? Placing brightly colored red and white packaging under their boughs as gifts to show their love for each other. It's because underneath the pine is the exact location where you'd find the most sacred substance of Amida mascara in the wild.
Amanita muscati.
The anthropologist John Rush says the more coincidence, in fact, that chimney symbolizes them finding homes in snowy banks as shamanistic communities.
yeah. Apparently the shamans dressed in the white and red robes, so when they went to go forage, that's
Hold on. If they're from, like, you know, Siberia, northern Russia and all this stuff, that means they're probably Caucasian.
Yeah.
And my whole experience that I've had, ever since I've known you guys, you have told me that white people have no culture. So, it sounds like there's some really competing facts here.
Seems like you're showing your culture right now.
So you're related to Santa.
Oh, no wonder I eat mushrooms.
Oh my god.
As the story goes up, a few hundred years ago, these practices of shamans and priests connected to the older traditions, collecting the Amida mascara, the holy mushroom, dry them and give them as gifts in the winter solstice because snow is usually blocking doors. There was an opening in the roof through which people entered and exit. That's the chimney story.
I just said that.
Since the Amida, it's called the holy mushroom, is poisonous, shamans dry them out on tree branches. These Santa prototypes will decorate these trees along before we chop them down and brought them to our living rooms.
So they would decorate them in the forest?
Damn, son. He's like, my dick is this big, son. He's like, well, my mushroom is this big right here.
Oh my god.
What is this word?
Famous.
Like from,
Just like Metroid.
for Metroid. Siberian shamans aren't the only mushroom-eating medicine men. Samus Lapland in northern Finland, they also share about healing through gift giving while drying psychedelic mushrooms and trees. As Matthew Slayton writes in the New York Times, an all-knowing man who defies space and time, flying reindeers and reindeer draw sleds, climbing down the chimney, giving off gifts. The tales of salmon shamans have it all.
Salmon shamans.
So my only concern about this theory is, there's not a lot of attribution.
Would you stop and go back to the Santa thing?
Yeah, that's our next podcast. With a live demonstration.
Oh my god.
My concern is that all these places that seem to share this story, like fffungi.com, that psychedelics website we were just at, they're all, Psychedelic Spotlight, they're all places, microdose.buzz, Find Nordic, that's an anyways, all these websites that are sharing this story, they're really pro-psychedelics, they're pro-mycology. So I wonder if maybe one person wrote an article and now everybody's just running with it and finding imagery that suits or creating.
But
imagery.
why did they have a bunch of mushrooms in? This was like
for all
before
we know,
the internet.
But for all we know, you can make art of any kind right now. You can make art that looks like it was made, thousands of years ago.
This says it's
called counterfeiting.
It's called vintage postcards from early 1900s.
Anybody can put a label like that. I'm not saying that this, so there's several things in here that are very convincing and very cogent, but the attribution is what's kind of turning me off here, is that they're all really pro-psychedelic websites that are sharing this article. There's no, authors, nobody is has a PhD in history or cultural studies of the North that's sharing this. It's not academic.
There was a PhD in there. He just skipped over that whole paragraph of that dude.
Oh, I'm sorry, because I was Russian. Well, then let's go look at this guy's, Carl Ruck.
Right here?
No. Down or up.
Up or down, up or down.
It was in one of these.
Science editor.
It was one of these. I think it was up. No, down.
Okay, but for all we know, these could be made up. We really need to vet and investigate it if we really want to.
This is just a theory that somebody had put together. And it kind of does make sense.
Yeah, and so does the whole Tim Allen thing. But that doesn't mean it doesn't make it academic.
Why are these people...
So does my Che Guevara thing. It's a DuckDuckGo thing. It's an advertisement for our sponsor, DuckDuckGo.
Shut up.
If you ever are on the go and you feel like you need a proxy, DuckDuckGo is the way to go. They protect your information, they keep you safe, so you can go to all those raunchy sites.
Oh my god.
DuckDuckGo.
Hey, St. Nicholas.
This is St. Nicholas depicted in 13th century.
Oh, that's hot.
St. Luke is one of my angels.
Oh, a Rupestrian drawing. Word of the day, Rupestrian. It means something that's drawn in a cave.
We can all easily draw a comparison from modern day tradition decorating Christmas with the shiny red and ornament stockings full of gifts in front of the fire. So why do people bring pine trees in their house and the winter solstice, placing the colored red and white packages under their, so...
And have you never seen Santa Claus, the cartoons, like Rudolph and the elf?
The claymation stuff?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a story of Santa in there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like...
Just because there's a cultural connection, like stories that may be, that predate written history or maybe, oral traditions, that doesn't make them true.
How do you know?
Because I've been lied to as well.
Have yourself a bear.
But Christmas is
The boogeyman, cavity monsters. Oh my god, you don't know about cavity monsters? You're in danger.
Anyways. And the boogeyman is real. serial killers are boogeymen.
Here's some people who had some comments about this article.
Yay!
Yeah.
I've done Amanita Muscaria several times, and let me tell you, it ain't for the faint of heart. Hey, my kind of guy.
Could you expand on your experience? I've heard ancient shaman knew how to remove part of the mushroom and stimulative
Stimulates
Stimulate
visions or experiences of evil from that which provides angelic ones, and also that this mushroom was the forbidden fruit of the biblical story of Eden because it generated intense visions of good and evil, and could also kill someone, which is why shaman would remove the evil portion. I'd appreciate it if you could light on any of this.
I think it meant shine.
Shed light.
And this book, the cigarette mushroom and the cross, John.
The cigarette mushroom. John Allegro.
And the fact scrape off that coating before you ate the mushroom or was challenging experience, the result eating it whole is also a
They're
coating.
asking for methods of taking.
If it's true, very cool. A very cool story.
If not, a very cool story.
Oh.
We haven't previewed this yet.
That's only a 2-minute video.
2 minutes and 52 seconds. It's like one day whenever we were gonna go to the store, and I'm like, hey, they close at 9. You look up and the clock says 8:50, and like, it's still 8 o'clock. It's only 8
When in
o'clock.
reality, it's more closer to 9 than it is
Right.
8.
That guy looks creepy as fuck.
It looks like David.
Me? Why? Because we both have blue eyes? That's racist.
How is it racist by your eyes?
Because those are traits.
You know blue eyes are a mutation, right?
Oh, I'm sure. Find the mutants. Kill the mutants.
I found that out by Chris, because he's got blue eyes. He said it was a mutation.
Everything is a mutation. That's how evolution works. Some mutations are just...
So this is a song. I thought it was a story.
It's a skit. It's like a comedy thing.
Stop!
The morning dew symbolizes a tinsel on a tree. So who's the sacred plants and seed they deity, which fertilize the heavens and let the shaman see his reindeer take him to the sky, or take him into the sky.
Reindeer are real, though.
Well, yeah, I know that.
Oh, that's
But they
real,
don't-
but...
Because
Me
they are
hearing-
animals. You're just like, oh yeah, like we were talking about the Easter Bunny, like, you know, rabbits are real. Like, well, duh! Of course reindeer are real. They don't fly, there's nothing magic about them.
How do you know?
Because they're animals.
Okay, but some animals fly.
They have wings.
Look, it's a reindeer. A real one.
I know, I didn't just say they were fake.
Well, yeah, so that's what most of it is. Thank you very much. The shortest day of 20, so eating, drinking magic mushrooms, and get to know other people, get along cold. So,
See, that's what I'm saying. Legends and myths come from somewhere.
did you guys hear about that theory about the Polar Express?
Oh my god, what?
Okay, well, have you seen the Polar Express?
Yeah, Tom Hanks and the bell, all that stuff.
Okay, so have you seen the part where the kid is also played by Tom Hanks?
They're all paid by Tom Hanks.
Even Santa Claus.
Even the little black girl.
No!
Well, gee, you said
That
they
whole
were
movie
all
was
played
Tom
by-
Hanks. That's his greatest.
He's the train, he's the bell, he's the reindeer, he's the skeptical parents.
So,
oh, geez, champs, that didn't work.
So
That
the
sucks.
theory goes is that Tom Hanks, the kid, Tom Hanks the kid, Tommy the kid.
Is that all?
No. Well, you know the hobo guy who's also in there, and then you got the train conductor. You know the mustache fuck. Those represent that kid, but there are two alternating timelines. So basically,
It's a children's book.
it's a
It's a
children's
movie.
It was a book before it was a movie.
I
It was a
don't know.
movie first.
It was a book.
Anyways,
Because I remember somebody came into our kindergarten class and read us that book.
they probably made it into a book.
They did make it into
It
a
was
book.
like 1999, 2000. I'm telling you, the book came first.
Anyway, so with the Polar Express,
Hold on, we're settling something. The book was from 1985.
And
That-
so was the movie.
No, it was not. It's fucking animated.
there's animation in '85.
Not like the one with Tom. Not
November
the same movie as Tom
12.
Hanks.
1985.
Yeah, the movie came out
Well, my bad, David.
in 2004.
Apologize.
Well, thank you. I accept your apology. You're the
Okay,
first woman
so-
to ever tell me I'm right.
Oh my god.
So for the Polar Express,
Just on this.
Polar Express
Wait, you
Rule
didn't-
34.
You didn't say anything about this. I didn't study on this.
so the Polar Express
That's all
for
bullshit. That's all you need to know. Hey, I'm going to move this and it's going to fall. I warned you.
so as in the Polar Express,
Hey, do you like alcohol? Do you drink cheap scotch?
so the Polar Express, this kid is actually dead, and he's okay.
He's on drugs.
he experienced the
He
whole thing.
represents Buddy Holly, who died in a tragic plane crash. And this, not too exactly 5 decades after or before this movie book was written.
Do you guys remember a movie called The Snowman? It was like a silent animated short.
No, well, hold on. Let me finish up with my Polar
Yeah,
Express thing.
Frosty the
No!
Snowman.
The Snowman. That's all it is. The Snowman.
No, so
Yeah. It was like 5 minutes long, and it was a snowman snowboarding, drinking that Nestea.
No!
Oh, it
Oh.
wasn't Nestea. What was it called?
what is it called?
The Snowman.
It wasn't Brisk. It was Nestea something.
No. Right there.
Right here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember this.
Yeah.
I don't think that's.
What is it supposed to represent something?
No. It just popped in my head when you were talking
It's
about
a half hour long.
It's a short, David.
You call that a short? Good God, you could fit like
You're short.
5 shorts into my sexual experiences.
Oh my god.
Oh
he
yeah,
cute?
isn't this where he melts
Yeah.
and he wanted to be?
Isn't he cute though?
Well,
Doesn't he
spoiler
die
alert.
at the end?
No.
God, look how red that kid's face is. He's like real rubicund. He's probably got rosacea or something.
I have rosacea.
Really?
Anyways,
It doesn't show.
No,
Anyways.
it doesn't, but yes, it does.
For the Polar Express, you're like in my camera light right now.
Oh, were we supposed to be talking here?
Huh?
This whole time?
No,
Were we supposed
that's
to
it.
be?
No,
Oh.
we're good. We're just
Just do it from now on.
Oh,
Yeah, just now representation right now. So for the Polar Express, the hobo and represents that kid. So obviously, if the kid didn't believe in Santa Claus,
So it's homeless.
he would become that homeless guy. Yeah, because obviously that was his ticket. His
Down
ticket.
with the tickness.
his ticket. So basically, he would be like, "Oh, I don't believe in Santa Claus," and so he would kind of go down that route of like not believing in it, because obviously the homeless guy was like saying, "Hey, yo, Santa Claus, ho 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 ho," he's a joke. He becomes a dead David. Obviously, and then the one that he doesn't become, he obviously becomes the ticket man. He keeps on bringing these kids along to show them that Santa Claus is real. So he shows them and everything else and whatnots and everything else.
He's got one skate on. How cute.
He bit the dust.
He's so cute though. Look how adorable he is.
So, well, yeah. That's like the whole
Well,
theory.
sorry, I can't be him.
What?
So,
Anyways.
but yeah, that's the whole weird theory that I forgot the child's name in Polar Express. What was his name? Was it Charlie
Tom.
Tom Hanks.
Thomas Hanks.
So Tom Hanks plays as all of them. So, well, yeah, it is, that's quite kind of a cool theory about that, about how, like, those are the representations of him.
Now it's your turn to yawn. Yanni.
Oh, fuck.
Add a Yanni.
Oh my god.
I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm so dead. No, kidding.
And it's because it's part of the theory. We're all dead.
Well, alright. I feel like we're getting a little bit too tipsy going on here.
Just you
Speak
guys.
for yourself. Yeah, I've only had like 3.
I've had a lot. Alright, so... alright, so I think we're gonna probably wrap it up now. Is there any closing arguments that you guys got?
No, I just disagree with everything David will say. So, no.
Well, I'm glad somebody's coming to this with an open mind.
Hayden's our open-minded person, so... Do you agree? Do you believe in Santa?
I believe in some form of Santa existed, and like at least some.
Well, of course he existed. There was a real one.
At least with something with the spirit, I guess. I feel like every year it does bring some sort of, I guess you'd say, kindness and some of the animosity of everyone. But hold on, let me finish. But then there's also. But then look, if you look at that, they said that one person who said with the mushroom, they took the evil and the good part out. But I feel like everyone's been eating the whole mushroom and consuming the evil side. But if you look at the evil side, that's all about the economic consumption of how Christmas is and how everyone is all like, hey, yo, like the economic side of like greed and power and monopolizing about you need to buy a bunch of stuff on Christmas. You know, that mushroom is powerful as fuck. So
That's deep.
I'm kind of drunk right now, so
All I can say is if you're watching this and you know how to get a hold of some Amanita musculara, hit us up.
yes, and
Please.
obviously, and also thank you for today's sponsor, for real, Hannah St. Prime Plus Squared, because this show wouldn't have existed without that. So Hannah St. Prime Plus Squared is a new kind of streaming service. Definitely check it out on Patreon. You can definitely check this episode out before other people, before this comes out. You can watch this a video early, and if we get enough Patreon followers, we might do an episode actually live. So,
And
Are you sponsoring your
And
own?
we will each eat one ghost pepper.
and
No,
we'll-
no, I will not.
One jalapeno for each subscriber.
I can do a jalapeno. It's not that hot.
Jalapenos. Alright, so yes, Hannah St. Prime Plus Squared, definitely. Also follow us on Twitter. We do have a Twitter that's going to be coming up, House of the Unknown. Get some great stuff out there.
Yeah, it's for the whole group, Nani.
I only have one Twitter.
You can follow me on Twitter too. Everything will be down in the link in the description down below. David, you got anything you want to plug in?
Yeah, the mushrooms don't have to just be Amanita muscularis.
This video is funded by crowdfunding on Patreon and viewers like you. Thank you.